Thursday. Come on. It's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. How about that? That's enough to get you up, right? That'll get you up, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, good morning. 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. It is November 13th, 2014. Thank you for tuning in to The Source, WOCA, where it is currently 57 degrees as we broadcast live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary.
Yep.
Where you, too, can get a bite to eat.
I know. They love eating here. They absolutely love it.
There's some good food in there.
Yeah.
I know people normally complain about their commissaries, but not me.
No.
I don't complain about the food on airplanes. In fact, I pretty much can eat anything. I sometimes feed my dog and think, you could share.
Yeah.
Good morning, Robin. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Good. We've got a pretty good show this morning. 7:35. I wanted to talk about that tape that has surfaced that you might have heard about, in which one of the architects of the Affordable Health Care Act is heard saying that you and I, not us specifically, Robin, but Americans are stupid.
Oh, of course.
And we can't really be transparent with this thing because if we're transparent, they'll never allow us to pass it. Mm-hmm. So I have the sound bites that are being talked about to play for you.
Well, that's good. Now maybe they'll revamp it and get rid of it as a law and then leave it, regular.
Wow. You never know. You just never know. Linda pointed out yesterday, 2 days ago, that there were some good parts to it. So maybe we can do something to figure out how to keep the good and get rid of the bad parts.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that aside, I wanted to talk about that. Plus, I wanted to talk about another story. So I'll probably do that one first, and then I'll do this one second. I'll do the one with, what's the guy's name again? Jonathan Gruber. Jonathan Gruber is the guy who is in the hot seat right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll probably do his second. What I want to do first at 7:35 is there's another story. I don't know if you've been following this. We had it like a week ago. Two pastors and a chef. Mm-hmm. Down. Sounds like I'm starting a joke, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Two pastors and a chef.
It does.
Walking into a bar.
Yeah.
No, but they were feeding the homeless down in Fort Lauderdale. And Fort Lauderdale passed an ordinance that said you can't do that. And so the three men were arrested. You might remember this from just maybe almost 2 weeks ago now. Well, the chef is a 90-year-old man. Uh-huh. And he is a sharp man. Let me tell you something.
I bet.
He either knew or was told or did research. And anyway, he showed up yesterday setting up his tables. The police told him, you can't do this. He pulled out of his pocket an ordinance that was signed in the year 2000.
Uh-huh. Good for him.
That said he can do that.
Yeah. Good for him.
So he said the city violated its own law by creating another ordinance. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. That's wonderful.
So he was feeding the homeless yesterday on the beachside area of the city of Fort Lauderdale. Uh-huh. The police did not arrest him. And he, in fact, offered, first of all, should I wait till after the break? Well, I'll do it just a little bit right now. So he was offering them some food. Mm-hmm. The policeman. and they said, no, thanks. And in the report that I saw, the video, he was saying to the reporter, I think the police are actually embarrassed that they have to do this. I don't think they want to enforce this law, but I understand that's their job to enforce the law. Good for him. What a smart man.
Yes.
And what a wonderful demonstration of trying to do what is the right thing. Mm-hmm. You're not even supposed to be mentioning religion anymore. But what is wrong with doing those things that religion has taught us to do, especially these kinds of things, Mm-hmm. So, and anyway, so I wanted to talk about that, and I don't know how far that will go, and then we'll talk about the Jonathan Gruber story and the statement he made that we're stupid.
That's right.
We're too stupid to understand it.
Of course, Americans are dumb.
All right, so those are the two things we'll do between 7:35 and 8, I guess. Right?
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good today.
8:35. That's when we read the news. We offer very little commentary, and the goal is to offer none. But sometimes, being human,
Yeah.
you can detect something in our voices, or a chuckle, or a little comment, but we try to refrain from that. We're not perfect.
No.
Veterans News at 9 o'clock. Today is Thursday, isn't it? Hank Whittier will come in here at 9:05 and bring us Veterans News. I believe next week he's having a full hour special on the Veterans show. So, but today it's the half-hour version. Mitchell Zuckoff. Oh, the best way to tell you about Mitchell. The best way to tell you about Mitchell is to read the flap from his book.
Yes.
Kids, some of you are going to like this one.
This is a great book.
On the night of September 11th, 2012, terrorists attacked the U.S. State Department Special Mission Compound and a nearby CIA station called the Annex in Benghazi, Libya. So far, I'm telling you something you already know very, very well.
Yeah.
A team of 6 American security operators fought to repel the attackers and protect the Americans stationed there. Those men, Mark Geist, also known as Oz, Chris Peranto, your maiden name, also known as Tonto, John Teagan, also known as Tig, Jack Silva, Dave Benton, and Tyrone Woods went beyond the call of duty, performing extraordinary acts of courage and heroism to avert tragedy on a much larger scale. The book you are going to hear Mitchell Zuckoff talk about that he wrote is their personal account never before told of what happened during the 13 hours of that now infamous attack. And as you know, there was another attack about, an hour later or so?
Yep.
That day. Mitchell Zuckoff is an award-winning journalist. He's a professor of journalism at Boston University. He contributes to The New Yorker, Fortune magazine, and many, many other publications. So we're honored to have him on this morning to speak about his book titled 13 Hours. It is the inside account of what really happened in Benghazi. You don't want to miss that one. And if you're lucky enough, you'll get the book at the end of the interview.
And he's also a finalist for a Pulitzer Prize in investigative reporting.
Thank you for
can't get any
bringing that part
that.
up. Yeah. And then a good friend who has abs that you want, guys.
Yep, they're shiny.
I mean, you don't want his abs. You want yours to look like his.
That's right. They are shiny.
They are shiny.
Yeah.
John Bastow is coming on. This is a wonderful guy, and he's a fitness guru, but he's also like a pop culture guru. He's got kind of these two things going. I really think he made a name for himself with his exercise information.
Yeah.
And eating information.
Yep.
But I think his heart really is in the Kim Kardashian type stories, which, by the way, say what you will, that was a nice looking butt.
Yeah. I loved the soda spritzing off of it. That was great.
Oh, that picture, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so John Bastow at 10:05. I'm sorry, I'm just a guy. What am I going to do?
John's so great.
It's my weakness, being a man.
John walks the red carpet. He hangs out with the girls next door, and he also does a lot of things for the children of communities that need help.
You know, the funny thing is,
he's such a philanthropist and a giver, too.
And I went next door to hang out with those girls, and they weren't home.
Well, they were in Hugh Hefner's mansion at the time.
That's where they all are.
When he comes,
just go. Ladies, here's the smart thing to do. Just go hang out with a womanizer. Just hang out with somebody who just wants you for your bodies. Yeah, I know you hate this, but just go hang out with them anyway. Don't hang out with the nice guy who just simply wants to, hey, you want to go to Disney or something? You want to go to the park? Want to go for a picnic?
Get a cup of coffee at Starbucks? I mean, gee.
Ellen Carson is coming out at 10:35. She is a creative writer, a poet, a songwriter, and a search engine marketing specialist.
That is cool.
That's the part we want to talk about.
Yeah.
She's also a novelist, and she's written a book called The Willow Tree, but we invited her to speak about more than the novel.
Yes.
That's kind of our hook. That's how we got her in here. Or on here. But the search engine marketing specialist. I want to find out about that. So. Dr. William Davis at 11:05. He's a cardiologist. He's been on Fox and Friends, CBS This Morning, Dr. Oz, Bill O'Reilly, live with Kelly Ripa. Kelly doesn't have a co-host anymore?
I think she does, but this might have been the interim one before she decided who was going to be on with her.
Dr. William Davis is going to tell you something that John Bastow also will probably agree with. The book is called Wheat Belly Total Health. Wheat Belly. Yeah. Got to stop eating those grains. The ultimate grain-free health and weight loss life plan.
I've got one of those. It's there.
I've had one a long time. You know what my weakness is? It's the word sandwich. Sandwich.
Oh, I love mine toasted.
All right, and then, speaking of food, on Fun with Joe today, I will tell you the ingredients. You tell me what I'm making. Simple as that.
Wow.
I'll tell you the ingredients. You tell me what we're making. And to stick with the almost Thanksgiving theme, when Galen, you know this on the phone from LifeSouth, I have a list from, hold on, where did I get this from again?
Okay. Oh, don't tell, because then everybody will look it up before we go on.
Oh, okay. I won't tell you where I got it from. I got secret ingredients.
Oh.
I don't know how many of you have your own secret ingredients for when you're making anything, but I have a list of secret ingredients. Actually, what I'm going to tell you is that each of these is from a different chef or a different restaurant.
Oh.
But it's the secret ingredient that you might want to copycat on Thanksgiving if you're making something. Did I tell you everything we're doing?
I think so. Yeah.
All right,
Exciting.
we'll be right back and talk about all those things. Deal?
Deal.
This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. In a boost to Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu, who's facing a runoff next month, Senate Democrats are staging a vote in the Keystone Pipeline. The GOP-run House says we will too.
The Republican-controlled House is virtually certain to approve the bill, a vote that could come as early as today. And Senator Landrieu says she has the votes to pass it in the Senate by next Tuesday. That would leave the fate of the pipeline up to President Obama.
Fox's Lauren Green, Landrieu's GOP opponent Bill Cassidy, is sponsoring the House version. President Obama could act on immigration via executive orders by next week. GOP lawmakers caution him about going it alone. Things were shaken in half a dozen Midwest states Wednesday following a 4.8 earthquake. In Milan, Kansas, several homes were knocked from their foundations.
All of a sudden, all the doors started to open, and they went on opening, and then the books started to come off the shelves.
The quake was centered about 25 miles south of Wichita. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation.
Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Bay.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The number one place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better? Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper. Check your local listings.
Dad's service to our country is something we're all proud of. He made a difference and set a great example. Now it's our turn to honor the sacrifices he made for our family and his country. As Veterans Funeral Specialist, Hires Baxley Funeral Services helped us celebrate Dad's life, and they can help you too. Hires Baxley is here for you during your time of need or when planning for the future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hires-baxley.com/choice.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Good credits, bad credits. It's
It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
You're listening to The Source, your home for Fox News and Fox Sports Weekends.
All right. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. It's kind of a nice looking day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. How about that?
Yeah, we are. Isn't that something?
2 weeks from today, it's a different kind of a show.
Yeah, it is.
I always like the shows on the Thanksgiving Day because we don't do the news on Thanksgiving Day. Nope. I suppose we would make an exception if there was something really necessary to report. Mm-hmm. But pretty much, we don't do the news. We come in here and we just chat, have some music and et cetera, and it's always fun.
Yeah.
So it's a fun time of year for us in broadcasting. We come in not because we don't like our families, but because we like this family, this listening audience family, and we get out of here early enough to enjoy Thanksgiving in the normal way. Yeah, same thing on Christmas Day. We do the same thing.
Right.
Now, I don't think I did it when Alex was younger. When Alex was younger, I stayed home Christmas mornings.
Oh yeah, me too.
Of course. But once he grew up, coming in doing Christmas morning here was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's too early to talk about that, I know, but anyway,
no, it's not. It's coming.
I know.
Quick. Real quick.
Well, let me shift from that, though, and talk about what I wanted to talk about in this segment. Do I need to mention any ribbon cuttings?
Nope.
No? Nothing today? Okay.
Nothing today.
All right. I don't know if you've been following this story. We had the surface story. We didn't really talk about it other than to give you the news clip that we had. It was an arrest down in the Fort Lauderdale area. 3 men. Their penalty would be 60 days in jail and $500 fine. They're still not done with that, by the way. They still have to go to court for that one. But what they did to violate the law was they were feeding the homeless. Who they are 2 pastors and a 90-year-old chef host.
Okay.
A 90-year-old chef. Okay. The 2 pastors, let me see if I have their names here. Make sure I get their names. Dwayne Black is one of the ministers. He's the pastor of the Sanctuary Church in Fort Lauderdale. And Mark Sims is the pastor of St. Mary Magdalene Episcopal Church in Coral Springs.
Okay.
The man who is the 90-year-old man who is the chef is named Arnold Abbott. Arnold Abbott. Okay.
Okay.
The 3 men were feeding the homeless in Fort Lauderdale by the beach.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry. Well, apparently, the city of Fort Lauderdale passed an ordinance that said you can't feed the homeless. You have to feed them indoors someplace. You have to invite them into your churches. You have to invite them into a place. So apparently the 2 churches that these 2 pastors are pastors of have no problem with that, except that they're not in that area. Mm-hmm. The homeless people that they are feeding are by the beach, which if you're homeless and you're trying to get out of the cold weather of this country, chances are you're coming to Florida, and chances are you're coming to South Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're in Fort Lauderdale. They're on the beach. They're probably sleeping on the beach.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of dune, maybe.
If you go to the beach and you bring your children with you,
Yes.
You can feed your children or your grandfather or your uncle or yourself.
Yeah, bring food in.
You can bring food and you can eat. So why is this guy prohibited from feeding people on the beach?
Yeah.
Well, he does set up a couple of tables, it looks like. Okay? I absolutely don't understand the city's thinking on this one. Absolutely. Sometimes I try to see both sides of a story. I absolutely don't see the sense in this. Let me get his name. Mr. Abbott, Arnold Abbott, is 90 years old. He has been feeding the homeless in Fort Lauderdale for 20 years, has been doing the same exact thing for 20 years. And by the way, he doesn't just show up with a brown paper bag and a sandwich. He sets up tables with hot food, and he dishes out plates of food to anybody who says, I need some food.
Well, good for him.
He doesn't ask any questions. He just does this. The money comes out of his own pocket. Sometimes he gets donations from people who pass by and recognize the wonderful thing he's doing. He's been doing it for 20 years. Now, all of a sudden, an ordinance was passed in Fort Lauderdale prohibiting him from doing this.
Gosh. Wow.
Why? Why do you suppose? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows why this is such a big deal?
There's somebody there that doesn't like him.
Somebody there. So there were some folks who decided to picket outside the mayor's house. The mayor is named Jack Sealer.
Good.
The mayor supports the existing ordinance. Mr. Arnold Abbott, the chef, smart man, very sharp man. He's cooking. He's very humble. He offered the police officers last night some food. They declined, and they chuckled in a way. It kind of looked like they were kind of amused. He said, Mr. Abbott said, I think these police officers are embarrassed to be forced to enforce such a law as this.
Probably.
So he was arrested with the two pastors, and the three of them, of course, are on their own, what they call recognizance.
Yeah.
Until they face their day in court.
They're going to
If
court.
they're found guilty, whatever, they could serve 60 days in jail and pay a $500 fine. Well, Mr. Abbott has been doing this for 20 years, and I don't know exactly how he knew this, but he showed up yesterday not only with his food and his tables and his spoons and his wonderful, gentle Mr. Rogers-like attitude, but he had in his pocket a copy of an ordinance that was passed in 2000.
Good for him.
It was a court ruling. The same city that passed an ordinance that says you can't feed the homeless 14 years ago had a court ruling that allowed the feedings to take place. So when the police officers came to Mr. Abbott last night, and the police officers, to their credit, were awesome. They were not trying to, be bullies. They were just saying, sir, we have a job. Our job is to tell you that this is against the law. He pulls out a piece of paper and says, well, which law? The one that you're talking about, or this court ruling? Which holds more weight? A court ruling that was determined by a judge, or an ordinance that was passed by your city council?
Okay.
Which holds more weight? So the police said, you know what? Go ahead. We don't know the answer to the question.
Yeah.
But obviously you're doing something good. They agreed with him, apparently, but they didn't arrest him last night.
Good.
And so the 90-year-old Mr. Arnold Abbott continued to feed the folks last night, and he's making headlines, not just in Florida, but around the world.
I bet he is.
Because of this. And I know I'm taking up the first half of that half, but that's okay, because the next thing is a no-brainer, somebody calling us stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway, just to kind of use the 2.5 minutes that I have left in this portion, if this ever were to happen in Ocala, I would be on his side.
Oh, sure I would.
If this ever were to happen anywhere that I was living, and it's not happening where I'm living, except for the fact that this is in this United States of America.
Yes.
In fact, it's in Florida.
Free country so far.
So I really think that the mayor of that town, Mayor Jack Sealer, Seiler, needs to get some email.
He does. He does. And I'll bet you there are some attorneys that have already jumped on board too.
I think we need to be sending some letters to Mr. Jack Sealer.
Okay. Good idea.
So during the break, I will find out what the email address is for Mr. Mayor Jack Sealer and the city council down in Fort Lauderdale, and we will tell him, hey, in Ocala, we have a kinder, gentler kind of a thing going on here.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we've been trying to figure out what to do, but we don't stop people from feeding people. I myself, now I know sometimes people have their hand out and then they get into a Mercedes or something and drive away.
Yeah.
And you realize that sometimes people really do try to fool you. Mm-hmm. But that's not what's happening here. Mr. Abbott.
No.
Mr. Abbott stands there like an older version of Mr. Rogers. Mm-hmm. And he dishes out food. Now, the people who are holding those plates and eating that food could easily be wealthy. Could easily be. He doesn't ask any questions. Did Jesus ask any questions?
No.
No.
From what we're told, no.
Well, probably a wrong way. But anyway, I mean, isn't it, just bringing up the name of Jesus, isn't it interesting that we can't talk about Jesus? We can't talk about God. Mm-hmm. And now we can't even do the things that Jesus was teaching us to do, to love one another. We can't even do that?
No. Good point.
Somebody was holding up a sign down there last night and it said, love one another, just don't feed them.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sunshine and pleasantly warm, high 77 to 81. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, lows generally in the 50s to near 60. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sunshine and noticeably cooler with highs ranging from 66 in the northern part of the zone to 75 in the southernmost part. For Saturday, partly sunny with a high between 70 and 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. We are some new talent. Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire. Because that's how exotic it is. We are
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
We are The Source, WOCA.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's hopefully that other subject was something that interested you, but I don't want to stick with it because I have another one. Jonathan Gruber. Do you know who Jonathan Gruber is?
Only because you told me earlier this morning.
I never even heard the name before. He is one of the architects of Obamacare. Let me tell you something, and I don't remember the name. It could have been Jonathan Gruber, but we had a guest on who did identify himself as one of the architects of the Affordable Health Care Act.
Yep.
And when we asked him a few questions, there were some times when he gave us a political answer, and this is when we were debating it. This is before it was passed as a law. Mm-hmm. And my philosophy is always, let's debate things until one of us wins, and then let's move on to something else. Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like we're back to this again, even though they won, and it is out there. And in their defense, if I can do that part first, there are some good things about it. And Linda Gygax, one of our listeners and good friend of the show and the station, mm-hmm. who sells insurance, mm-hmm. because she has insurance expertise, pointed out something that was pretty important. And that is that insurance companies could not sell insurance to somebody with a pre-existing condition before. Now they can. All right. I agree. That's a good thing. Coming from somebody who sells insurance for a living, it makes a lot of sense. And she told us this, telling the insurance agents they cannot sell insurance.
That's right.
Unless it's during the enrollment period for Obamacare, they have to be synchronized somehow. That is ridiculous.
That is.
Somebody going to buy health insurance in May, let's say, when you're not in enrollment
mm-hmm.
period, can't buy it. They have to wait till this Saturday. This Saturday is the first day again.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
All right, so part of this was all those things and everything and more. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, the story that I wanted to bring to your attention right now, and I do have some sound bites. Let me make sure I did this right. These are from Jonathan Gruber. Now, he's in the hot seat right now. He's in the spotlight because some tapes have surfaced showing that he claims that the healthcare law's authors took advantage of the stupid American people. literally calling all of us stupid.
Of course.
Or too stupid. The tape was played on Fox News.
Good.
And it shows Mr. Gruber speaking mm-hmm. in October 2013 at Washington University in St. Louis, mm-hmm. referring to the so-called Cadillac tax on high-end health plans. He said they proposed it, and that passed because the American people are too stupid to understand the difference.
Gee.
Where's my notes that
I'm glad it's a video where we can also see him and not just
hear.
hear.
You can see him, but not now because all I have is audio.
Yeah, but originally, yes.
But here's the audio bite from that, and I did try to enhance it. I didn't edit it. Don't take the words wrong. I enhanced it so that you could hear it better. It was hard to hear on the actual tape. I don't know why. But this is the soundbite from Jonathan Gruber, indicating that he apparently does not think much of the intelligence of you and I.
This bill was written in a tortured way to make sure CBO did not score the mandate as taxes. If CBO scored the mandate as taxes, the bill dies. Okay, so it's written to do that. In terms of risk-rated subsidies, if you had a law which said healthy people are going to pay in, it made explicit that healthy people pay in and sick people get money, it would not have passed. Okay, just like lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass. And, it's the second best argument. Look, I wish Mark was right. We can make it all transparent. But I'd rather have this law than not. So it's kind of like his reporter story. There's things I wish I could change, but I'd rather have this law than not.
All right, just as offensive as calling us all stupid is the line that says that lack of transparency is to your political advantage.
Yeah.
I am not playing politics right here. I think all politicians do this, by the way. I don't think this is just a Democratic issue, but in this case it is. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's beyond the scope of a corrupt politician on any party to do the exact same thing or have the exact same feeling or try to pass something that is indeed not transparent. I mean, how many more bills do we have to allow to get passed that have riders or addendums mm-hmm. or whatever else is added to them mm-hmm. that have nothing at all to do with the title or the intent of the bill? How many more are we going to allow pass?
Exactly.
Before we stand up and say, one, thing per bill.
Exactly.
5,000 pages or whatever it was is too much. You don't need that much. And if you do, every word in those 5,000 pages should have been read by every one of those elected officials because we pay them a lot of money. Their job is to read those documents.
Yes,
they're the ones voting on them on our behalf. You and I, A, don't have the documents to read, usually, and B, don't have the responsibility or the time to read them. They do. They get large salaries.
Yes, they do.
They get lots of time to sit in their quarters and have their workers, their worker bees, answer phone calls, respond to letters, et cetera, et cetera. Don't tell me you don't have the time to read them because that's what you were hired to do.
That's right.
You know how much we get done here? It's unbelievable. And let me just point something out, too. When we had access to some of these documents in PDF form on the computer, obviously we didn't want to print it up. It would be an expensive printing job.
Right.
But we did read as much as we could on the air. And if, we read a lot of what we could off the air, and then we highlighted stuff and brought it to the air. Okay, just to clarify that. But the point is, we sat in our office and we read a bunch of it. We didn't read all of it, but we read a bunch of it. When something looked like it was a worthwhile point to bring to the airwaves, we brought it to the airwaves. I speculate that you and I, Robin, two little radio hosts in a little town, read more of that document than the people who voted on it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I absolutely think so. When are we going to say no more passing bills? There should be a bill that says one bill, one item, period.
Exactly.
Period. Anyway, that's kind of a tangent but anyway. So Mr. Jonathan Gruber says we're stupid. He says transparency is to the political advantage. He's on the hot seat because of he's saying those things. So he goes on MSNBC. I can't remember what show he was on. And he's trying to tell them, let me explain, Lucy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened here. All right, here's what he said on that show. I apologize, I don't know the name of the show.
The comment and the video were made at an academic conference. I was speaking off the cuff, and I basically spoke inappropriately, and I regret having made those comments.
All right, so, it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't thinking, and I said it inappropriately, and, we all do this, don't we?
Yeah, that's really
Don't we?
true.
Don't we all just kind of say stuff? They're all stupid anyway, sir.
Right.
We got to get this passed because they won't know any better anyway. We can't make it transparent. We can't let them know, what we've got planned here.
Exactly.
Because they'll never let us vote for it. The beautiful thing about our country, which once again underscores the wisdom of our founding fathers, is that we are run, and they who want to control us do have to shake in their boots because of our vote.
That's right.
They absolutely have to. Our vote is hugely important. What I think is hugely important is that watchdog groups, and I know you got some wacky ones, but you got some good watchdog groups that do exactly what needs to be done, which is to educate the public when our own government doesn't do it.
Yes.
Our elected officials. Let me tell you something that I think should happen. Every congressman, every senator should know every bill that they are talking about.
Inside and
They
out.
should all hold town hall meetings. They should all take advantage of their local media. Hey, they are elected officials. We will let them on. They're not running for office once they're in there. We have rules regarding candidates, but we don't have any rules regarding elected officials. So come on, explain these things in detail.
Yes.
Answer questions from listeners. Tell us why you want to vote for something or against something. Tell us that you read from page 1, the very first word, to the very last word on page 6,842.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us that you read the whole thing. Tell us you understand it. Tell us that your wife read it. Tell us that your assistant read it.
That's right.
Tell us that you all read it and you want to let us know what it says and why we should vote for it or against it.
Yeah.
Some congressmen have done a pretty good job at this. Most haven't.
Exactly.
And I mean most right here.
That's right.
The ones who could take advantage of these airwaves.
Exactly.
All right, just to kind of reinforce the point that this guy was not simply speaking off the cuff, that this is truly what he believed. In other words, he truly believed we were stupid. Another tape has surfaced.
Good.
So the first one I played you was the first one that surfaced, and now I believe it was the people at Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Fox News. They found this second one. This second one is very short. It's only 9 seconds long, but it's not a soundbite for the sake of removing things that would counter this. It's just for the sake of showing you what he said. It's very hard to hear, but here we go.
We said, well, that's pretty much the same thing. Well, why does it matter? I said, you'll see. And they were both in that pass. Because the American voters are too stupid to understand the difference.
That's really the best part, right? You could hear that part. Americans are too stupid to understand this.
Yeah.
So to say he was speaking off the cuff in the earlier soundbite is not even accurate.
No.
Because if you believe somebody is too stupid, you're going to continue to say they're too stupid. And you want to know something? These guys that live in their ivory towers, these guys that don't want you to feed homeless on the streets, these guys that want you to believe that they know better what you should be doing. It's like the people who want to control the internet now.
Yeah.
They think they know better when the most innovative minds in the world have surfaced in the last 10 years on the internet. It's the guys like Steve Jobs and Wozniak, was that the guy's name?
Yeah,
those guys, and Mark Zuckerberg and all of his colleagues. I know there's a lot of stories associated with them. But the point is, government should do what government was meant to do, at least in this country, by the documents that the founding fathers, put in place, and they're still in place, which means that you still have a voice, which means if you are a watchdog group, you get a medal, because I love you. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president's promised to act on illegal immigration before the end of the year, and now he may be closing in on a massive plan which doesn't require congressional action.
Sources tell Fox News the president's plan could allow more than 4 million illegal immigrants to stay in the U.S. Presumptive incoming Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell warns,
moving forward with the unilateral action on immigration